Right everyone, it is Finn here, hope you guys are doing well, and in today's video I'll be giving you what I believe is Barcelona's strongest starting 11 that will win them La Liga this season. That's right, I believe I can put together a Barcelona team that could win La Liga this season, because looking at Barcelona from this previous season that's just passed, they will not be happy with themselves. They were knocked out early once again from the Champions League, name a more iconic duo, and they ended third place on the La Liga table after both Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Barcelona will seriously be looking to improve this season, and that is why, as I said in today's video, I'll be putting forward what I believe is Barcelona's strongest starting 11 with only one or two transfers added into the squad that will win La Liga this season over both Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, which of course guys, I've done a bunch of these videos for the Euros for the likes of Netherlands, Belgium, Scotland, a bunch of other teams, so I'm going to try do this with club football, and if you guys want me to do this with your team, tell me down in the comment section down below which other teams you would like me to do this for. I'm thinking of maybe doing Roma next, maybe Inter Milan, but getting into what I believe is Barcelona's strongest starting 11 for this 21-22 season, it's going to be tricky in terms of transfers. I can really only add one or two players that Barcelona could buy, because obviously over the last few years Barcelona have been struggling with debt, but apparently according to this article, the Catalans has reportedly secured a 500 million euro credit line with an American investment bank. So whether that's true or not, as it said reportedly, but that would be huge for the club. But looking at what formation I believe Barcelona should use this season, I'm going to go for a 4-2-3-1. It's a formation that I feel like is incredibly balanced in terms of both attacking and defensive duties, because looking at Barcelona's 2021 La Liga season, they had the best attack in the entire league by a landslide, but looking at the top four teams, they also had the worst defense. So clearly defense is where the problem is in this team, and I believe by having a good balance in this formation, that is what Barcelona should use going forward. Now, in terms of the goalkeeper, it just has to be Ter Stegen. It's no secret that Ter Stegen is Barcelona's best goalkeeper. If he wasn't injured, he probably might have even had a chance of starting for Germany at the Euros. But Ter Stegen, although only 11 clean sheets in 31 La Liga games this season, I'm a bit surprised. For a goalkeeper like Ter Stegen, I would like to see him get 13, 14 clean sheets. And although that's only an additional 2 or so clean sheets, 2 extra clean sheets can be huge for a team. Now, of course, looking at the front four that I'm going to put in front of Ter Stegen, in the right back position, I'm going to go for the likes of Emerson, Torres, Lenglet, and Alaba. Now, although lots of people are going to question why I put Emerson over the likes of Dest, I think Dest is a fantastic right back, got a lot of pace in him. You could play him in a team versus a Real Madrid, a team where you'll need a lot of pace. But Emerson, I feel like, is going to be a more solid defensive option versus teams like Atletico Madrid, where you're going to need a bit more physicality. I think on the defensive kind of physical aspect of the game, I think Emerson is a fantastic player. 57% tackling success rate, 4 assists. I believe that he could be a fantastic fullback as he gets a tiny bit older. Only 22 years old. There's a lot of incredible youth in this Barcelona team, and I think whether you go for Dest or Emerson, it is going to change from game to game, because guys, obviously this being my Barcelona strongest starting 11, look, I don't expect Barcelona to play the same team versus Osasuna as they do Real Madrid, but this is just what I believe the strongest team going forward just in general for the big games are. Now obviously, as I said, first centre back is going to be the likes of Pau Torres, which lots of people, as I said, are going to question the fact that he is going to cost around £50 million, and Barcelona don't have that kind of money at the moment. But if this investment does go through, I think Pau Torres would be a fantastic defensive option, the fastest centre back in the league in terms of his defensive and passing abilities. He's an incredible player. And although, funnily enough, Gerard Piqué has better passing and defensive stats than him, I just think going forward, Barcelona need a tiny bit of a faster, kind of younger centre-back, just for the future of the club at least. And I think they'd rather get a new centre-back sooner rather than later. Don't wait for Piqué to retire. Get your centre-back while you still can. And of course, the centre-back partnership for him, as I said, is going to be the likes of Lenglet. I think Lenglet and Pau Torres would be the perfect centre-back partnership. Both got a lot of pace on them. I think the likes of Lenglet, yes, he can slip up from time to time with a few fouls, the same as Gerard Piqué, but I do think that in terms of the centre-backs Barcelona have, if they had to play one, I would go for the likes of Lenglet. Obviously, he's not as injury prone as the other two centre-backs. He's got a bit more pace on him. He's a very physical player, very smart with his judgments. As I said, can give away one or two silly fouls, but I believe that centre-back partnership will be good enough for Barcelona. Now, in terms of the left-back position, as I said, it is going to be Jordi Alba. Although in his 30s, I genuinely thought that maybe he would have been past his prime. But watching him at the Euros for Spain, he is just such a fantastic player. Genuinely, you would consider this to be his prime almost. With the 5 assists this La Liga season, 66.7% success rate in terms of tackling, he really is the complete fullback, considering he's like 32 years old. Jordi Alba is not giving up anytime soon, and I don't think that Barcelona have to worry about a new left back for at least another year or two. I will admit though that I do wish that Barcelona kept the likes of Lucas Digne, who moved on to the likes of Everton. I think Digne would have been a fantastic player for Barcelona, but you know what, Alba is 100% fit in my opinion, or the perfect fit for this Barcelona defense, and that is what I believe the Barcelona's defense should look like going into this new La Liga season. Now, in terms of the midfielders, as I said, I've got two kind of holding midfielders to an extent before getting into my attack, and I've got the likes of both Pedri and Frankie De Young. I think Pedri is such a fantastic midfielder. To think he's only 18 years old, he is looking fantastic. I mean, he really fits into the Spanish national team perfectly. 3 goals, 3 assists in the Liga last season. To be so young and to play such a crucial role in your team, I think in terms of being one for the future, he would be perfect for this team. And I mean, we've seen Barcelona make some weird signings in terms of players over the last few years, but it just shows that sometimes you can just take from your academy and they'll be far better than any player that you have signed. Pedri is an example of that player, and I think he'll play a huge role in the future of the club. Now, of course, the midfielder next to him, as I said, is going to be the likes of Frankie De Young. I think we've seen at this Netherlands national team, he is such a huge part of the team in terms of defensive abilities, tackling abilities, passing abilities. I think in terms of being a midfielder, he is the perfect midfielder. He's such a, I would say, old school midfielder in terms of if you want to play him as an attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, just normal midfielder, he can do that. He can really fill out all the roles, and I think if you put him next to the likes of Pedro, I think that's your midfield sorted. Now, in terms of my attack, as you guys can see, I've got kind of 4 attackers with a left wing, right wing striker, and kind of a centre forward in the centre forward position. It is going to be the likes of Antoine Griezmann, who's definitely fallen out of favour over the last few years. I don't see him being the top talisman for Barcelona anytime soon. Definitely picked up this season compared to last season with the likes of 13 goals and 7 assists in the Liga, which 20 goal contributions, that is still crucial to a team. I don't think Griezmann is that great a striker or wing anymore. I think if you play him in a centre forward position in terms of his distribution, I feel like that's where he'll have the most effect on the team. Now, in terms of the 3 attackers in front of him, it is obviously going to be the likes of Memphis Depay, Sergio Aguero, and Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi, I don't really have to explain why he's in the squad, although he is in his mid-30s. I mean, he still absolutely dominates statistically in La Liga. Fantastic player overall. Striker, it is going to be Sergio Aguero. Obviously a man also in his mid-30s. A weird transfer that Barcelona have made, admittedly, but still a fantastic striker. We saw that in his last game in the Premier League versus Everton, where he got 2 goals. He is a fantastic striker. And if he's just there for 2 years or so at Barcelona, I do feel like he could make an impact, especially with these other attackers around him. But I do feel like once Barcelona, you know what, if this debt is recovered, if they can start buying players again, if they could get someone like Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad, that would be a good fit. And obviously in the left wing position, just like Sergio Aguero, a new player in the squad. I think Memphis Depay is a fantastic player. We've seen him go quiet once or twice at the Euro so far, but 20 goals and like 13 assists in League One this season. Fantastic striker. And guys, that is what I believe is Barcelona's strongest starting 11 if they want to go into La Liga this season. I feel like it's got a good kind of mixture of youth and experience. I really like the front 4 kind of diamond, because I feel like any one of those players can play in any of those positions, and that versatility can be so strong to a team. And as I said, although the big problem is this all depends on whether Barcelona can figure out their debt problems. But other than that, I mean, there are a lot of players in this Barcelona squad that I do believe Barcelona should sell. Samuel Umtiti, I feel like they could still get quite a bit of money for. Gerard Piqué, if they could sell him, I mean, maybe they could get 20 million from him. Sergio Busquets, Sergio Roberto. There are so many great players in the depth of this Barcelona team that I do believe Barcelona should sell if they want to get the likes of someone like Pau Torres. As I said, maybe that could just be my opinion, but guys, I want you to tell me in the comment section down below, do you agree with this being Barcelona's strongest starting 11 heading into the La Liga season? As I said, it's not going to play every game. It's not going to play versus Osasuna. It's not going to play against Real Madrid. But you know what? I think going forward, it is a pretty solid team. And it just makes you ask the question, Why have Barcelona been struggling so much? It is obviously defensively. As I mentioned, defensive stats this season haven't been fantastic. But you know what? If they do have this attack, I believe that adding Aguero and Depay might actually help defensively, because it puts less pressure on defense, or less pressure on defense, as there is more focus on playing upfront football. As I said, I think also having kind of like 5, 6 attackers will be huge for this team in terms of creating chances. I feel like they won't be as dependent on Messi, and I do believe that this Barcelona team will do a serious job in La Liga. I can't promise anything about Champions League, because disappointing Barcelona with Champions League promises is Messi's job, but going forward, this is a very strong Barcelona team, and I want you guys to tell me in the comment section down below which other teams do you want me to do these videos with. As I said, I'm thinking of doing it with AS Roma, Jose Mourinho's team, because I feel like that could be a fairly interesting one, but at the end of the day, it is all about what you guys want. And Barcelona, best of luck for this upcoming season. Hopefully you can compete a tiny bit more with Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. I mean, only 7 points behind the league leaders at the end of the day, but Barcelona really did let things slip towards the end of the season, and they definitely didn't have a great start. But with a team like this, although couldn't make too many transfers, I think that they'll dominate games far better. But guys, this has been Finn, FYWN. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed and you want to see more content like it, make sure that you do subscribe down below, along with hitting that like button. Can we please get this video to 20 likes? Finn, FYWN. Cheers.